if we would be having still this category, rich bitch, poor bitch, and how are the rich people, the rich companies, truly the billion-dollar companies are thinking, and how is a poor bitch, this episode would be amazing for it. Today's topic, we are talking about loans, credit card, debt, and I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be revolutionary. Welcome to the podcast, Manifesting Big Money Fast. My name is Jeanine. I am so excited that you found this podcast or that you're tuning in to another episode. This podcast is all about manifestation, big money, energetics, spirituality, how it's all connected, and most importantly, how you can increase your bank account right now. So let's dive in today's episode. Welcome home, money lovers. It is Friday and we are having a community question by Kata. The question is, Dear Jeanine, I would appreciate if you could give some insights about the frequency of taking a loan, having a loan from a bank. I'm about to apply for one and I desire to set my feeling and intention in the positive, abundant direction and not to have negative thoughts on having loaned money. I want to be able to create more money in my business, and in order to do so, I wish to have this certain credit. So, first of all, in the past, I've already talked about this multiple times as this whole matrix in which we grew up, and especially when it comes to our money mindset, we've been programmed in a way that it's bad to have a debt or to be in debt and to use the money to leverage, like to invest this money into assets which generate more money for you. What I mean is, instead, people, the poor bitch, I'm obviously saying this from a very loving place, would have been trained, programmed by the matrix. It's very important that you take a loan out for a car, that you take a loan out for your house, that you buy, I don't know, a boat on a loan. All those, like, let's call them luxury items. It's not so much about the price tag. It is more that these items, like a house, if you live in the house, doesn't generate any income, but creates more cost for you. If you buy a car, it doesn't generate any income for you if you drive it. It's not an asset. So what you see, what billion-dollar companies are doing, they, first of all, if you check the balance sheet of a company, and they're all publicly available for most big companies, you will see they all have debt. They all have loans. Why? And this is now where the big difference is between the poor bitch and the rich bitch, the poor company and the rich company. Big multinationals, big companies use the credit to invest it in something to return more. And especially in the last years, when money was so cheap and just being printed like crazy, all big companies just took loans out because the money was so cheaply available. Let that sink in. All big companies just took loans because the money was so cheap. It was free. Why wouldn't you take it and invest? And this is kind of like in a way, like a bipolar position. You see big companies are having on the balance sheets huge cash reserves and big loans, where as a normal person, you would say, like, why? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you always want to have cash to be able to invest if something amazing pops up. And especially right now on the stock market, I mean, it's not a surprise that we saw Warren Buffett selling so many Apple shares. People are like, oh, why is he selling this? Because this guy is a genius. He knows that we are... You've just listened to the first 4 minutes of the VIP version of the podcast. By becoming a VIP member, you can listen to 3 episodes per week. You will receive early bird access to the Monday episode, so you already can listen on Sunday. And if that doesn't sound great enough yet, I've got one more. Why you should become a podcast VIP member. I'm answering every week a listener's question in the podcast. So if you have a question, drop it in the Q&A thread and receive the answer in the podcast. can't wait to see you. Simply click on the link in the show notes or go to courses.richandhappiness.com to become a VIP member.